This is miikun, an Egyptian mummy. He is cute and adorable, unlike other mummies. The story starts with Sora, a high school boy, who lives with a woman and she is busy working in her room. As the doorbell rings, he opens the door, and the delivery girl arrives with a very huge package. The package contains a huge coffin with a thick letter sent by his dad from Egypt. In letter, he says that inside it is an adorable mummy, but he won't believe it, thinking it might be a scary one, because his father keeps sending him dangerous things. Once his father sent him good luck scarecrow, but it tried to stab him. Another time, a cursed Daruma doll, and even a doll that ward off evil but caused trouble instead. Knowing his father, Sora worries that the cute mummy might also try to end his life. As the coffin starts to shake, Sora grabs a press as a defense against the mummy. In that instant, the coffin opens, and from it comes out a tiny and cute mummy that startles Sora. Though it was small, Sora doesn't want to let his guard down as it might harm him. He uses a cloth hanger to push it, and then manages to get it back into the coffin. As he closes the coffin and thinks of sending Mummy back to Egypt, tears come out of it. The little mummy was crying. Sora starts wiping the tears on the floor. The mummy wants to help, but stopped by Sora from moving further. It hides, then comes back and knocks the notebook as if it were a door. Sora isn't sure if it's safe to keep the mummy, so he tells it to go into the coffin. But the mummy doesn't want to go. In its own way, the mummy expresses that it wants to stay and help Sora in household chores. Sora tells the mummy that due to its small size, it might not be able to help much, which brings tears to the little mummy's eyes. So, he allows it to try to help around the house, but as expected, working seemed impossible for it, and Tiny Mummy ends up wetting itself. Sora dries it with a towel. Now Sora is worried about what he's supposed to do with it. He then reads his father's letter, where he wrote down everything he knows about the mummy so far and a warning never to take off the bandages. Sora then reads a book about mummies, but the ones described in the book don't look anything like this. As the poor mummy starts crying again, Sora eventually decides to keep it. But if he's going to take care of it, it needs a name. As Sora thinks of a name, his pet dog, Pt1, shows up. He hugs Pt1, and the dog starts feeling good and barking. Seeing Pt1 happy with Sora, the mummy also wants to be hugged and starts imitating Pt1's barking. Sora is surprised that mummy can bark. It runs over and jumps on Sora. He tries to catch the mummy to prevent it from falling, but it hides behind his hoodie cap. Sora puts Pt1 down to handle the mummy, but Pt1 starts barking out of jealousy and Sora has to keep him in his arms. The mummy notices this and barks again to get Sora's attention. But Pt1 gets angry and barks at the mummy. They both start barking at each other while Sora is trying to calm them down, thinking, will these two ever get along? Suddenly, he remembers that he has to name the mummy and names it Mai. Upon receiving a name, Mai becomes extremely happy that he gets to stay here. He moves closer to Sora and starts rubbing his cheeks to show that he's happy. Now, Sora shows miikun how to drink water, but he struggles and ends up getting wet. As a result, Sora gives water in a bottle cap, best for miikun's size to drink. Now, Pt1 comes to Sora with his bowl, wanting food. But Sora suddenly becomes worried because he doesn't know what to give to Mai. While Pt1 eats his dog food, Mai watches it, and Sora tries to find something for Mai to eat. By the time he finishes cooking, he notices that Mai is eating dog food from Pt1's bowl. He stops miikun and then tries to give him cucumbers, but he refuses. However, miikun enjoys apples and noodles as well. Sora writes down all the things miikun likes to eat. After Sora steps away for a bit, he returns to find Mai peacefully asleep beside Pt1. It looks like they've become good friends. During school, Sora excitedly tells his friend Tezuki that his dad has sent him a tiny mummy, and he invites him to his house to meet miikun. When they get back home, Sora sees that Mai is completely dry and panics. But then he gives it some water and Mai quickly gets back to normal. Tezuki is amazed because, like Sora, he had no idea that mummies could be like this. Sora tells Mai that Tezuki is his friend. But Mai is a bit scared of Tezuki and doesn't want to be touched by him. Seems like miikun is a bit of a scaredy cat, so it's probably him being cautious of a new person showing up. Later, Sora decides to take a bath and plan to do it alone. But Mai wants to join him. Sora took a bath with him and little guy was swimming around the bathtub to his heart's content. But when Sora takes him out, he absorbs water like crazy and turns into a water balloon. Next day, we learn that Sora isn't doing well in school. His friend Tezuki offers him some notes to copy, which he will collect later. But on reaching home, Sora is shocked to see that Mai is dry again. So, he gives him water and Mai is fine again. Sora wonders why Mai keeps drying out. Well, this mystery will be solved later. Now, Sora needs to make dinner and Mai wants to help. He tries to hold a knife that's way too big for him. So Sora makes a knife and gives him a tiny knife that's really cute. Mai is super happy to help and starts cutting the vegetables Sora gave him. But when he looks away for a moment, Mai slips and almost falls. Sora quickly saves him, but he gets a little hit on his face. Miikun feels sorry and starts crying. Sora comforts him, saying it's okay. Hearing this, Mai gets normal and starts rubbing against Sora's finger. Dinner is being prepared, and Keed can smell it from her room, where she's still working. Afterwards, Sora copies the notes and Mai tries to help by turning pages, but accidentally wrinkles Tezuki's notebook. So, Sora makes a small notebook just for Mai. Right then, Tezuki shows up. Sora gives back Tezuki's notebook and goes to get snacks. Mai gets scared of being alone with Tezuki. When Sora returns with snacks, he notices that Mai is still scared of Tezuki. When he says the snacks look tasty, Mai thinks he means to eat him. Sora leaves Mai with Tezuki again for a bit. Tezuki wants to touch Mai, so he offers a bite of a snack. But Mai thinks Tezuki wants to fatten him up to eat him, so he shivers and cries because he's so scared. This actually makes Tezuki more curious to touch Mai. Finally, he tricks Miikun into getting closer and grabs him. He tries to take off Maikun's bandages to see what's under them, but Sora hits him. Sora shows how protective he can be and can seem a bit scary when he wants to. But there might be a point to it. What if Maikun's bandages are like human skin? To make things better, Sora gives Tezuki some dog food. Tezuki uses the food to say sorry, and Mai comes closer, takes the food, and starts rubbing Tezuki's finger to show that he forgives him. Now, they become friends. Tezuki feels bad for toying with something so cute. At tea time, Sora tells Tezuki that he wants to bring Mai to school to stop him from drying out. Tezuki thinks Sora is joking, but he's serious. The next day, during class, Mai keeps trying to come out of Sora's bag and bothers him while he's studying. After class, Sora tells Mai to act like a stuffed toy at school and Mai promised to do so. But when he was thinking to place Mai on desk, he sneezes. A girl in their class named Asan notices this. She finds it cute and says she's never heard a stuffed toy sneeze. This makes Sora and Tezuki worried about being caught. So, Sora acts as if he was the one who sneezed. Asa then starts touching Mai, on which Sora tells her that he will lend her Mai. He then quickly makes several plushies similar to Mai. However, due to a mix-up, Asa accidentally takes the real Miikun. Upon realizing this, Sora